Disrespect.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
The disrespect.
The goddamn disrespect.
Oh, you are disrespectful.
Learn something from this.
Jesus. Namaste. Welcome to another episode of The Disrespect. I am your host, White Chakra.
And it's your favorite trans man, Storm.
And this week, we have a list of things to talk about. Let's start our favorite section. Glen Coco.
Glen Coco?
You go, Glen Coco. Goes to T.I. this week.
Oh, you go, Glen Coco.
T.I. apparently has a new podcast.
I'm sorry.
What's the podcast called?
Expeditiously.
Expeditiously. What does that even mean? I mean, I guess
With a quickness. A hasten of pace.
expeditiously. What made him choose that word?
I don't know, but I feel like that's a word that he uses a lot.
I feel like that too. Expeditiously.
I really do.
You think he uses that word because it had his name in it?
I mean, well, it's a T and an I. I feel like a lot of big words have his name in it, but I don't know. I really do think he uses that word a lot.
Yes. He even capitalized the T.I. in the podcast, just so we would know.
You ever looked at
naturally.
You ever looked at the tobacco in your black?
I try not to.
It's tripping me out, man.
Makes you think twice, huh?
Nope.
Take
Don't
heed.
smoke, kids.
Hmm.
Smoking is bad.
Except weed.
Agreed.
So, congrats to you on a new podcast. I'm definitely gonna listen.
I would be interested to know what he talked about on it, but I'm just not trying to listen to all the SAT words being thrown out on that fucking long. I mean, a freaking long podcast.
Yeah, the king of overused words that we don't know what mean, or he doesn't know what mean.
You'll probably be listening for like 5 minutes, and then he done said so many words that you've been like, this episode is so good. It's been on for like 30 minutes, and it's only been in for like two minutes.
We should have a drinking game for every SAT word T.I. uses in his podcast.
I'm already passed out on the floor.
You go, Glen Coco.
Oh, you go, Glen Coco.
Another Glen Coco we're
Glen
gonna
Coco?
shout out this episode goes to Marsha's Plate.
Oh, you go, Glen Coco.
Marsha's Plate is a trans-positive, trans-activist podcast that I was referred to by a great friend, and I think it is an awesome podcast. The hosts, Mia and Z and Diamond, they were really funny, and they're also really great people. I think y'all should, check them out. They're on Apple also. You can find them on a lot of different platforms. Or you can subscribe to them probably on YouTube. They have a Patreon if you want to subscribe to that. But Marsha's Plate, go check it out.
I think we should link.
I know, I would love to work with y'all.
That would be a very their podcast is already trans positive, but to have one more extra trans person and a person of non-binary identity, that'd be kind of dope.
Let's get the non-binary with the trans and let's do a mashup. I'm here for it. Let's put that in the universe. Yeah. So, let's get into the prayer list, Pastor.
I can't preach like this morning. You shall suffer.
So this week we are praying for Eddie. Yeah, I remember Eddie from That's So Raven. It's the future I can see.
You should have saw his future.
Mysterious to me, yeah.
Yep, that's me.
Apparently it wasn't so mysterious to her. Sis, as Storm said, predicted his future very clearly. It was filled with distress, and chaos.
Now he in distress.
For real. We have seen bits and pieces of him pose That's So Raven.
A vape pen.
I know it wasn't the first time we seen him though. He's been out in these streets doing lots of stuff.
It was a while though before.
Yeah,
it's been a little. He been hiding. He been hiding real good.
Yeah, he's been hiding in the crack house or something.
Legit, probably. Lord, Jesus. That is so unchristian. Like, oh my God.
But legit. Raven and Chelsea are doing Raven's home and flourishing, and we just gonna put our friend Orlando Brown on the prayer list because y'all, we need to uplift this man.
He ain't right, man. That man ain't right.
He used to have me laughing with his corny raps, with his Jimmy from Degrassi raps.
Oh
and
my God.
It was just a moment, y'all. If you know, you know. Eddie was a great secondary. Well, he was a primary character on That's So Raven.
He was a primary secondary character.
Yeah. Well, Eddie, bless you. Take it out, Pastor.
Take me up. Take me to the higher.
All right, let's get into the disrespect this week. The disrespect is starting off with Malik Yoba, who came out as being, what is it? I guess supportive of trans people?
Trans positive. Trans affirming. I guess that's what you can call it, but I personally think what he did was noble, standing up for, the black cis men that find themselves trans attracted.
And he also was coming out in support of the guy we talked about on the last episode, Reese, who committed suicide because he was being bullied by all the people in his neighborhood and online. So,
yeah, I think what he did was good. The pretense of what he was trying to do was good, but I mean, there's no but in that. I wish there was more black cis men that stood up for their brothers that are just attracted to women of all sorts and shapes, and that includes trans women, because trans women are women. So kudos to you, but sir,
but yes, that brings us to the second part of this story. So apparently Mr. Malik Yoba allegedly paid a 13-year-old trans girl for sexual activities.
Now, to my understanding, this was quite a while ago. I think maybe at least 10 years ago. But
there's no statute of limitations for child
molestation, first of all.
They're trying to turn it now to make it seem as though Malik did the whole coming out as, a front way to get ahead of this whole accusation. But I don't want that to take away from, as Storm said, the great noble deed that he is doing is coming out in support of his cisgender brothers and some of the people that are still in the closet. So kudos to you, Mr. Malik. I hope that all this stuff ends up coming out is not true. I don't want to have to believe it. I don't like how people associate like pedophilia already in the LGBTQIA community. Like, we already have enough letters. We don't need that extra one.
We don't need no P's. We don't need Dave Chappelle talking about the P's in his next stand up in the car with the G's and the B's and the T's, because they are not a passenger in this vehicle
at all. He didn't even mention the non-binary folks. We haven't made it a little further down the road, but I definitely just hope that 13-year-old, well, she is much older now at this point. But like I said, there's no statute of limitation, so I guess she's going to go through with this. I'm sure more information will come out as time passes. Speaking of 13-year-olds.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chilli gagged this 13-year-old girl on Twitter. I think it was.
Yes, it was Twitter.
What? Please.
So apparently, this 13-year-old girl had a moment saying that, you know, people like to tell her that she reminds them of Chilli because of how she looks. So she tweeted that out to Chilli with her Twitter fingers, and Chilli took her Twitter fingers to say, you know, long hair and what'd she say, baby hair or long hair and a skin complexion don't mean we look alike. And my first point that I need to make is that, Chillis, you are lucky to have any 13-year-old know who you are.
The
in
relevance.
God's good year of 2019.
The relevance was in itself was a compliment. And Chilli, you know, you are the staple, the first one we go to. I personally call anyone I see. It could even be a damn horse with some really good baby hair. I'm like, oh, it got the Chilli baby hair.
Okay.
Like, that's your signature, sis. So, of course, you know, she had the same complexion, and she had the baby hairs on fleek. Then she's going to automatically, you know, tag Chilli in it. But, you know, as far as the shade room being in the post and whoever had anything negative to say, you know, I don't honestly, personally take Chilli's compliment as a negative. I think it was a compliment. I think it was taken out of context. I think it could have been, you know, handled more gently, a little more sweeter.
I think it was very backhanded. I just feel like, girl, you could look like Pennywise himself.
No.
If you got the baby hairs, I'm saying you look like Chilli. I don't care. I don't care.
Not Pennywise
I don't
with baby hair.
Like, her saying, you know, you're beautiful or, you know, you're gorgeous, but we don't look alike or whatever. She could have just said that. But pointing out the obvious things like, oh, just because you got long hair and just because blah, 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 you don't look like me. Girl, you could have left that out. First of all, she's a child. She's 13. Period. Second of all, you could have just said, sweetheart, you're beautiful. You don't have to look like me. XYZ, XYZ, and left it as that. You didn't have to say all of these things, but you're gorgeous, though. Girl, you could have left that out.
And that's ooh on the TLC too. I mean, I guess it was really funny though. I kind of really let Chilli make it up until the point where our good sis K, no KY, you know, Chris Brown's ex, aka the Claws star, Karrueche Tran, said our good sis Chilli up for a trap of all traps.
It was definitely that.
Sis fell right into the trap. Well, Karrueche posted her baby hairs, her best baby hair photo this summer. She was having a hot girl summer. And right down in the comments, here comes Chilli. Here comes Honey Boo Boo. What did she say?
She said, so Karrueche's caption said, looking like my big sis Chilli. Now, I do want to point out that she had on, what video was that? Where they had the little silk pajamas on.
I know what you're talking
was
about.
Was it Creep?
So I creep. Yeah. Okay, them to the dance.
Yeah. She had on the Creep jammy jams. And she had her hair up in a little high point, like half up, half down. And she had the baby hairs on fleek. And she said that she was looking like her big sis Chilli, and Chilli brought herself into the comments to say, "Yes, sis,
Yeah.
just like me." And y'all did this. Y'all went right into that mess and said, "Ooh, twins."
Twinning. Y'all fake for that.
Y'all are real fake for that.
It wasn't even a first week.
It wasn't even 24 hours before Chilli then dragged that poor 13-year-old girl by the hairs of her baby hair for y'all to say that she looked like Karrueche or Karrueche looked like her. Y'all are wrong for that, and this is y'all fault. So she proceeded to get drugged because, like, oh, so now you twins with Karrueche, but you couldn't be twins with the 13-year-old fan? Priorities, choices, people. Chilli, do better.
Do better.
Which TLC person did you resonate with most?
You know I was a left eye.
I was definitely left eye too, for sure.
Rest in peace. Supernova. Y'all, our era of music was an era. We had some great people. I mean, now TLC was a little before us, because you know, and even Beyonce was like maybe like half a generation before us. But we did have some of our own greats. We had Drake. Drake is the GOAT. And we had Rihanna the Stallion, the original Stallion.
I'm dead.
We had, come on, give me some more. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was an era.
Facts.
Lil Wayne, if you don't remember at least 3 Lil Wayne songs from like middle school, high school, depending on how old you are, then
if you still
reevaluate your childhood.
Remember them songs to this day, like one of my bops was Phone Home. Phone Home. I mean, Misunderstood.
Yo.
Bruh.
Lil Wayne you was had not
singing I'm just a soul up to no good.
Even before that, like even some of his early stuff, like Lil Wayne had the classics, man. And if you know, you know.
Bruh, I remember being on the bus singing Pop Bottles.
Ooh.
Stop with straight shots
and then pop bottles.
Yo,
this before I was like, I knew when he did Upgrade You by Beyonce, it was over for me.
If you was not listening to this man's freestyles, he freestyled over the Sierra Promise beat
and killed it.
If you never heard that song, go YouTube that joint right now. Promise freestyle Lil Wayne.
Whew.
Lil Wayne was just iconic in itself. Period.
Sierra,
and that's just it.
Sierra was an era. The Sierra.
Facts. That's true too.
We had
Nicki
Minaj, definitely.
Early Nicki.
Nicki Minaj was an era. Like, she was definitely a moment. Like, Nicki had her definitely time where I can't even say or hate. I was here for it. Here for it.
Wasn't putting early Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne captions on your MySpace pictures, did you even live?
Did you even have a top 5 friends?
Did you even have a life?
Well, we definitely had our greats. But this new generation of artists is definitely giving me my life. It's like they're so like dynamic and versatile, and it's just so many different people. Like, I love how they make room and have room for everyone. Like, in our time, we had our greats, and you either was the greats or you wasn't. And like, it was no room for competition. There wasn't any diversity. There wasn't like right now we have like Lil Nas X. Like I love him. He is like a symbol of diversity. Lizzo.
Mm-hmm.
We have Marsha Martin, a young CEO. We have Zendaya. I love her. She does everything.
Facts.
And she is like this TV show, the music, like the fashion.
The face, the body. I'm getting off topic.
Yes. Jaden and Willow, like they're so different, and I love them both. Tyler the Creator, Black.
Ooh, Masego.
Oh, Masego. Lil Uzi. Shoot, y'all. Come on, man. Arie Lennox. I just saw this picture of Lil Nas X and SZA, and they just look like they were so cool. Like, I would love to hang out with both of them and smoke one. If y'all ever in Cali, just let me know. But I just love the new vibe that this new generation of music is bringing. These new artists, the sound is different. Like if you listen to Lil Nas X new album, like he has these new sounds that aren't like all of the stuff we've been hearing for the past Lord knows how long.
True. I mean, you can only rap about so many women and so many drugs and so many times you've shot someone.
All of his stuff is positive. I was shockingly surprised when I first listened. I was like, hey, he's talking about like being cool. Like he's not being negative about anyone. Like he doesn't have to put nobody down. His stuff is uplifting. It's really like a nice change.
Facts. I really like that. See, I'm the type of guy that likes, smooth, like easy listening. So I really like listening to Masego. And I got put on to Arie Lennox by my girl.
Yeah, we know you're an old soul.
Yeah,
you be listening to
Gladys Knight and all that type of stuff. Blackstreet, 112. That's me. Like the early '90s R&B. I like R&B. So if you can give me something that's easy listening, like even listening to 6 Lack, I really like. He's a rapper, but his is so smooth. I really like that. So I'm really enjoying these artists. Most of them are new. Some of them are not. Some of them just been indie or underground. Like I didn't know who Masego was before I listened to Tadal. If you never heard Tadal, you need to go listen to that song.
Yes.
For sure.
Right now.
So I ended up like downloading a lot of his old stuff just because I really liked his sound. So I really like that we have these new artists that are giving you a different vibe with an old sound. Because I was just sitting here talking to White Chakra here saying, Beyonce does what she want to do. Period. But if Beyonce was to come back and drop an album that was like Dangerously in Love, that sounded like Dangerously in Love, it would go.
Oh, we're going to get it. Period. Beyonce put an album of her just coughing. She'd be like... Like, yes, queen.
And here y'all go fainting.
The queen of coughs.
Here y'all go. Now everybody trying to contract the flu.
Right. No, but on a serious note, Beyonce is on a level where she can take her career in any direction she chooses. Like, she's in control. And that's why she's able to come out with all of these, like, empowering black, like, pro-African, Afro music. Like, somebody can come out with... There's plenty of Afro beats and Afro music out there already. And before, The Gift, a lot of people didn't know about some of these artists.
True.
So, it's dope that when you have a platform, you use it to, help some people that are not as, seen or visible.
You know who else? Speaking of Beyonce, Chloe and Halle, their music is great too.
Yes, they're definitely part of the new generation.
New generation of music,
and their music is definitely,
and their sound is just as equally as unique as Lil Nas X's.
Yes, positive music. And talking about no shade, they're not they're not having a hot girl summer. They having a hot girl summer in their way. And then put like they're not having a city girl summer.
Honestly, I really feel like a lot of these. Okay, so those that know me and those that don't, I'm a very historical person. So I do believe that in all things, history repeats itself. And I really do feel as though that these new artists are like old artists reincarnated. Because I feel like with every generation, you have to have a rebirth. So I feel like I'm not knocking Megan Thee Stallion because I like her music too.
Hey.
Megan Thee Stallion is this generation's Trina.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And at some point, not saying Beyonce will ever get phased out, but when she decides
even
to,
Trina's not phased out,
right? Even when she decides to just be like, you know, I just want to enjoy my money, enjoy my millions, my billions, enjoy my kids.
Because unfortunately, the time will come, children,
and that's it. Chloe and Halle, if they stay together or if they separate, I'm sorry, but Chloe is right there to being like the next Beyonce vocally. And that just is, it just is what it is.
Mm.
Lil Nas X will be, I'm not sure who he would be.
He'll be just Lil Nas X.
Reincarnated, but, you know, I feel like Arie Lennox could be like a new Jhené Aiko.
I feel like she could be a new India Arie.
Yes, India Arie.
Or maybe
or Erykah Badu.
Erykah. Yes, I give her an Erykah.
So with all these phases, like these new people are gonna be kind of like reminiscent of old artists.
But they have a new swag about themselves that is them, and I'm just here for the freshness. It's fresh. All these artists are amazing, and
just shout out to them, man. Because I was getting very disappointed with music.
Yeah, I feel like all the like mumble rappers were taking over rap genre and giving it a bad name.
And furthermore, y'all hood artists that be at Lil Pookie and them studio off 35th, it's no shade to me. I hope y'all never make it. And I say this specifically for those rappers that are like this video that I saw on Twitter yesterday of a rapper. I guess he's like local to wherever he's from and he could stay there. Rapping in a club, like doing a show in the club, and his lyrics literally said, "You won't rape a bee on the first date, can't relate."
Oh my.
The chorus followed saying, "Rape, rape, rape."
Oh my.
And he was a brother.
You know what? I'm good. Enjoy.
Stay where you at, sir. You do not need to make it to any elevation of music.
No, you can stay. That kind of music vibrates on a lower frequency, though. And when you have an authentic message and positive, like, messages in general in your music, eventually it will become visible enough to shine brightly. You just have to keep shining your light.
I'm just really glad that a lot of these new artists aren't culminating, for example, rape culture. Because it's sick. And really...
Yes, do not put a Molly in her drink and she don't even know.
Right. Or anything involving killing someone or like, come on, y'all. Come on, man. There's so many other things that you could rap about. And I know that all y'all have not lived the same life. I know that y'all haven't. All y'all rapping about killing someone, raping someone, doing drugs, having all these girls, having all this money, cars, bling.
Yo, talk about going to Popeye's Chicken. Yo,
please.
That would be a dope song. Like, waiting in line at Popeye's.
I'm going to be honest.
The line to the street. Like, yo, I could relate.
Probably
There's plenty of other things that happen in hood culture that we would love to hear about in music.
Rap about how you and your friends used to meet and sit on the green box.
Yo, the green box was the honeycomb hideout. Shoot, it's plenty of stuff though. Like, just empower these kids, man. Like, they're listening to all this music. You
Facts.
see, they had Lil Nas X on repeat,
Right.
but
I would so much rather see videos of every kindergartner in the world singing that they gonna take their horse to the Old Town Road versus singing about some murder on my mind or whatever.
yo,
My guy, you're a 4. You're not murdering anything but these chicken nuggets that I bought you from McDonald's. Please. So,
oh my goodness, not
like
the
I
happy
said,
meal.
shout out to y'all that's really like doing this thing in the music and making your sound heard and just being a vibe, period.
Can we close it out with a Storm Says?
Yeah, so check this out. I'm not all that prepared what the storm says, but I will say this because this is very important. Self-care is a daily regimen. It should be done every day. If you're just doing self-care on Sundays, that's cute. Step it up to Sunday and Monday. If you do Sunday and Monday, step it up Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Self-care should be an everyday thing. Because when you feel better, you produce better results on the things that you're trying to manifest for your life. And in turn, you doing that for your life, someone else is going to see that because someone is always watching. And it might help them culminate some positivity and self-care in their life.
Yes, focus on you.
Do you, boo-boo?
All right. With that being said, I guess we're out of here for today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Disrespect. I am Mike Chakra.
And it's your boy, always and forever, Storm.
Namaste, and we out. Peace.
Learn something from this.